Good evening and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight I am sitting down with James Conally, who is the Development Officer for Habitat for Humanity out of the Restore.
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, Habitat for Humanity, York County.
York County,
Yep.
yes.
And we're all in the same building together, the Restore and other members of the offices as well.
Okay, well, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mary Lou.
Thanks for
having
sitting
me.
down in the hot seat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we call it. You probably didn't know that because
Well, it makes sense with all the lights,
yeah.
right? And the intense questions I'm going to get. So.
So we usually start our show by asking you where you grew up, and I know you have a little story about your mom being a librarian. So tell us where you.
Well, that's a tricky question for me because I lived all over the country.
Okay.
But I was born in upstate New York, and my mother was a director at a small library there.
Yeah.
So when I was a toddler, my crib was right by her desk in the library. So we like to joke in my family that I was the youngest librarian in New York State payroll. So,
perfect.
But
Perfect.
I grew up in Virginia.
Okay.
And have been up in New England for the past 6 years now.
Mm-hmm. And what brought you up to New England?
Always loved New England.
Yeah.
When we were living down south, we always came north for the summer.
Yeah.
So we'd always vacation not too far from Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. And when I had the opportunity after grad school to take a job up in Massachusetts, I jumped at it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and thrilled to be here now.
Wow. What did you go to school for?
Yep. Undergrad, it was in history and archaeology.
Yep.
And then my graduate degree was in museum studies and nonprofit administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you ended up here.
Ended up here, the pandemic. I was working for a museum in Massachusetts, and I met the love of my life while the whole world was shut down. And I was living with my parents in New Hampshire at the time, and she was in Dover, New Hampshire, and we just decided, you know what, this is it.
Wow.
So I looked for jobs up here and fell in love with Habitat.
So do you still live in Dover?
I do.
You do?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And what's that commute like?
That's not bad. It's about 35 minutes.
35 minutes.
It gives me a chance to make some phone calls.
You could take the train, right, to Wells if you wanted?
I guess I could. Yeah, I suppose I could. And then hitchhike the rest of the way.
Yeah, or walk the tracks up to Kennybrook. So tell us about your position at Habitat in the York County area. Like, what's your typical day?
Absolutely. So development is a complicated word, right? Everyone immediately goes to fundraising, and that is most of the job, right? Mm-hmm. But I see it as making opportunities for our local Habitat affiliate and to help provide affordable housing options, which is so dearly needed in this community. So my typical day, I take a look at my to-do list. I look at where can I be most impactful for the day, and where can I connect individuals who are passionate about affordable housing to our organization? Mm-hmm. Where is the best fit for that?
Mm-hmm. So when you have things going on, like, do you have something that's coming up soon that, I know I've seen you doing a few things here and there as far as fundraisers go, but anything big that's happening on the horizon?
Absolutely. So we have a couple of big things happening. You may have heard we're building several homes in Sanford right now. And part of that, we are launching something called the Women Build Initiative.
Okay.
And what that is it's a specific build day for individuals or corporations who would like to sponsor the home. And we invite them out. We do a social media coverage. We have t-shirts. We have lunch. It really is a celebration, and it recognizes the importance of women in home ownership as well as providing opportunities to individuals.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
So how would somebody like me get involved if I wanted to come and swing a hammer?
Absolutely. So you've taken your first step. You can talk to me.
Okay.
That's great. You can also go to our website, habitatyorkcounty.org, or just give us a call and we'll direct you. We're a friendly bunch, and we love to talk about where's the best fit to get you involved with the organization.
Okay. Not with a hammer, by the way. Just
Not
so
with
you
a hammer.
know. No. Something about it. I just can't. Anyway. So when you're not working, what do you like to do with that love of your life?
So we're big time swimmers.
Okay.
So actually, we love Wells Reserve. And so we meet, she's a school teacher. So during the summer, pretty much every other day we meet at night and go and swim out at Wells Reserve, and we just love it out here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourselves up this way, or does she work? She works in Dover.
Yeah, she works in Dover or Durham.
Durham. Okay.
But you know what? I love this area and this community. You know, that's why I'm here.
Yep.
So never say never. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And you can keep your eye on things as things develop in the area. Now, I just want to take you back to Sanford. So how did that whole piece, if you could explain how that whole piece in Sanford came to be?
Absolutely.
I read a little bit in the paper, but not enough.
So I'm going to pull the camera back a little further even.
Okay.
So it's a common misconception that Habitat for Humanity is just one organization. But really what it is it's an umbrella organization with smaller independent nonprofits or affiliates to address individual community needs. So the York County affiliate, we service all of York County. So the Sanford home builds came available to us. We are able to purchase land through the town, actually. There were a couple lots with derelict structures that were deemed hazardous, and those properties were demolished. And we came in, purchased the property, and were able to build affordable houses on those lots.
How many?
So we are going to have at least 5 coming up in the next several years.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So do you participate in who gets those homes, or how does that work?
So me personally, that's not quite what under my job title. However, we advertise for families to apply. Actually, the application window opened just yesterday, and it closes September 1st. So if any of the listeners are interested, go to our website. But yeah, no, we have a committee that gets involved, and it's wonderful reaching out to these communities and getting the word out there and getting to know individuals who are passionate about this.
Yeah, I would think that would be probably the best day to show up with that front door key for that family that's been, that's
There's
pretty special.
Never a dry eye in the audience. And I'm a crier too, so I'm weeping. You know, it's a celebration because these families, as part of the process, they have to volunteer at least 400 hours of sweat equity.
Oh, wow.
And it's part of the whole, Habitat package.
Yeah.
And so you get to see everyone that helped guide the family through the process. You know, if they volunteered in the restore, you see the resource staff there. If they volunteered on the build sites, the build teams are there.
Okay.
It's really a celebration.
Okay. See, I didn't know anything about that. That's really really interesting. So they have to give back or give to receive.
Exactly. Well, that's and when I first joined Habitat, I thought, okay, we just give a home to a family and it's done. And that's not it at all. It's not a handout. It's the family purchases the home through an affordable mortgage, but they also have to do those sweat equity hours. And they also take first-time home buyer classes and financial literacy courses too.
Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
Do they own the land?
Yes.
They do. That's big.
When all is said and done, they own the home.
Okay. Wow.
We want to set these families up for generational success.
Yeah.
And the best way to build wealth in this country is to own your own home.
Yeah, I agree. Wow. So as far as things that are coming up for now that you have the restore in place and everything's moving along, what's next?
Okay, well, never a dull moment. We like to say that. There's always something happening. So I mentioned the Women Build Initiative, and we're actively looking for folks who want to sponsor that.
Okay.
We also have the Hops for Habitat initiative, and this is one of my favorite programs that we do. So we work with local community breweries who donate taps, and for $50 you can buy a beer passport.
Okay.
And you get a free beer at each of those breweries or restaurants. So look in the fall on our website for that. And we're not quite ready to publish yet.
Yeah. So Mike Kelly, our producer, and I, we're in.
You're in. Okay, great.
Just so you know.
So we've sold 2 already. The program is already in the black. And every dollar goes to affordable housing right here in our community.
And it's something we all enjoy.
Yeah.
So, wow, that is so great.
And Sanford, we always hear about, how expensive housing is on the evening national news.
Yeah.
The median home price in Sanford is $300,000,
okay,
according to the Maine State Housing Authority.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Mary Lou.
Uh-oh.
No worries. You're now in the hot seat. What do you think the median home price in Kennebunkport is?
700,000.
Okay. Now, the good news is it's down from 2021, but according to the Maine State Housing Authority, it's 900,000.
Oh, wow.
So that means 90.4% of families in this community, they can't afford a home at that price.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that gives you a real snapshot of
Yeah.
the need here.
Yeah, yeah. We've been, there's a Heritage Housing Trust here in town that's been sort of, you know, keeping their eye on things and trying to figure stuff out. And so there's definitely, you know, the recognition of something needs to be done. So
Absolutely.
when you have your people, community people that are not able to work and live in their community, that's a tough thing.
It's tough.
So, you had some statistics that you wanted to share with us?
Yes. So the salary, I'm going to go back to Kennebunkport just because
Okay.
that's where we're
Yeah.
at. This is all comes from the Maine State Housing Authority, and
Yeah.
I mentioned that $900,000 number. The salary or income needed to afford a home at that price is over $260,000. And I really hit these facts home because A, I'm a data nerd, but B, it really gives you an accurate picture of the situation. And then you start to, when you hear those numbers, you start to think about your own situation. And it really hits home, no pun intended,
Yeah.
the need in our area. So I love being a part of an organization that works on addressing such an important need in our community.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the other organization too. We're aware we can't do this problem alone.
Right.
So part of our mission is building homes, communities, and hope.
Yep.
And we take all three parts of that mission very seriously. And
I love that.
yeah, building community, it's important.
So is that what's your three people there?
Oh, you know what it is actually, yeah. And I should shout out to Raylan, who's going to be in the hot seat next. She bought me this shirt at a conference, so I only bring it out for special occasions,
Wow,
Mary Lou.
it's great. So it matches your socks and it matches your eyes. So definitely the right color for you.
The socks were an accident. They were the only clean socks I had left this morning, so that's a happy accident, and you can thank my parents for the
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Speaking of your parents, family, other family, brothers, sisters.
yeah, when you get to know me, it's very obvious. I'm the youngest of three boys.
Okay.
One is a college professor down in Virginia. The other just got a job in Lebanon, New Hampshire, actually. He's at the Cardigan School.
Yeah.
And the goal is to get all of us back up north.
Yeah.
You know.
So you're the baby.
I'm the baby. Oh, yeah.
I am too.
See, you know what it's like.
It's a nice spot to be in.
It is actually kind of nice. No, it's fun being the youngest.
Well, James, thank you so much for being on our show. We really appreciate all that you are doing to make people aware of this, this really important need. As we look through the papers every day and we watch the news every night, it gets really discouraging, I'm sure. But to have people like you in your position with all of your energy and enthusiasm and heart, thank you for doing what you do.
Well,
And keep up the good work.
thank you, Mary Lou,
Yeah.
and thank you to everyone watching this as well. And if you want to get involved, you can do it at the community level and just reach out to us here. We'd love to work with you.
That's good news. That's good news, because we will. We're going for that hops. What was it called?
Hops for Habitat.
Hops for Habitat.
Yep.
Okay, Mike, we're doing that. Yes.
Yep, I'm going to hold you two to it. So,
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks to our producer, Mike Kelly, and thank you all for watching this evening. And hopefully, we will see you right back here next time on What's Your Story?